beautiful people. So, hello. Welcome to another Tuesday night here on Jooya Teaching Resources. We are going to be looking at the structure mind maps this week and how we can use those in a listening lesson. You know, it's my favourite thing to do, but we're looking at structure this term. So last time I looked at doing it and using it with a texture lesson. This time we're looking at structure. Some people call it form, okay, musical form, but I refer to it as a structure. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So firstly, though, I just want to show you, and I'm going to share screen first. So if you're looking for anything in regards to structure or all that sort of stuff, don't forget to check out my website. So if I just go share screen and I want to go here, I think this one. No, that one. I think it's that one. Nope, not that one. Stop share. Okay, hang on, I hit the wrong one. I'll try it again. Must be that one. Okay, no, oh, can you see that? Doesn't look like it. No, still done the wrong one. Oh no, it is there. Okay, sorry, it did turn up. Okay, that's not the one I want to. I want to go here. Let me just see if that makes sense, if that goes and changes screen. Sorry, I'm just checking my phone. It's a bit of a delay. Oh, okay, excellent. So this is my my actual website. You can see my hair is quite a bit shorter in that photo. Geez, it has grown. That was before lockdown. I mustn't have long had a haircut then. Anyway, but if you go here and there's the elements of music there. So if you click on that one, it should take you to that. So here's the elements of music. Now, the thing is with this one, with this particular blog post, everything's linked up. So if you want to do something on dynamics or form, which is what we are doing today, harmony, okay, melody, rhythm, texture, timbre, or I call it tone, color, tonality, and then also the concepts of music, which is more of what I'm actually all about, because that's what my state does. So again, if you come there, like there's other ways to find it, but actually if you also then just go here and click through, once it decides to load, then there's everything all on structure, and you can see this is the diagram which I'll be sort of using, and this is the mind map. So don't forget, you can get your free copy. If you haven't got a free copy, click here and go and download one for yourself. Okay, so there's that. So I'm just going to go actually, well, I'll do this one first. All right, so in a minute I'll be talking about this particular song. So it's Skyhooks horror movie, because we are talking horror, all things, what do you call it, Halloween. And this is the Skyhooks were an Aussie band from the 70s, but this is a classic. It's you know, actually it's quite interesting that really what they're singing about, which is horror movie right there on my TV, really hasn't changed much. Things haven't changed in nearly 50 years, which is a bit scary. So, but that's the song I'll be referring to, and in the YouTube video, when I post it on YouTube, I'll put it in the description below. Okay. All right, so I'm going to stop share there because I want to share a different screen. So let's do this again, and let's go here and let's do what we need to do. All righty, so you should be able to see that screen now, because I'm just checking. It should be there. Yes, awesome. All righty, so welcome. This week we're going to be looking at, again, a brief elements of music, what they are, and then we're going to look at the structured mind maps and actually use it with a listening activity, because you know that's my most favorite thing to do. So again, this, if you've already visited my website, you would have seen this a lot. Okay, the dynamics form, and again, I call that structure, harmony, melody, rhythm, texture, timbre, and tonality. On this wheel here, they're only in alphabetical order. There's no particular order that you have to study these. That's it. That's just the way it is. And when I do structure or form, it's blue. It's just the way I think, and that's why everything has a color, because it's the way my brain thinks. I'm sorry, but that's just it. Okay, and there goes a train. So hello, train. All right, so structure simply means the order and arrangement of the different parts of the music. That's it. That's all it is. It's nothing very exciting. And form is also the same thing, the order and the arrangement of the different parts of a piece of music. So depending on what the piece of music is, doesn't really matter. It's always about the actual order, alrighty? Now, the thing is, a couple of things to note. If you have got a piece of music and it has not got lyrics to it, okay, so it's not song form, so it hasn't got a verse, chorus, etc., okay, then you give each part a capital letter. So if there's an introduction, just give that, say that's introduction. Then the next part is an A. Now, if you hear a new section, that'll be a B. If you happen to go back to the A, you do A. If it goes to B again, well, it's B. And you keep going and you keep naming each new section that you hear a different capital letter. And that's how you do it. Now, if it's theme and variations, you might go A1, A2, A3, because it's based on the theme and they just change it up a bit. Okay, so there's just the different sorts of things and ways just to keep that in mind. All right, so looking at our mind maps though, so this is, as said, all things structure. I don't know why that's there. That should be, let's just get rid of that. Alrighty, so structure in the middle here. Now, when I'm talking about structure with my kids and we're using our oral question cards, which I'll just try and find the front. Okay. Oh, hang on. There you go, senior music oral cards. Okay. And I'm talking to them about doing a structure question. And I say to them, what you need to do is think about things in terms of when you're referring to structure, because they've got to do an exam. Again, it's a bit hard to see. Tripod. Now, I have to say, when I first come up with this, I actually was using Potty Road because I live in the country and most of my roads have potholes. And so it was way I remembered because I was trying to think of things. And then some lovely person decided to rearrange it and it made more sense anyway. So tripod. So that's why it's got types, range, roll, register of the instruments, identify your instruments, phrasing, ostinato, and diagram. So as I said, I used to do Potty Road, phrasing, ostinato, types, identify, range, roll, register, diagram. It really doesn't matter what order. As I said, it was more about what's easy for you to remember, but tripod is just an easy one to remember. So as I said, type of structure, the range, roll, and register of the instruments performing within each section, identifying the instruments in each section. You don't have to do it in this order. It's just a way to remember it. The phrasing of the melody in different parts of the different sections, any ostinatos that might have to be happening in each section. And then also then, if you can, do a diagram of the actual, the structure. So a graphic representation, whether you choose to use shapes or whether you choose to use an actual diagram like I showed you with texture a while ago, and you divide up all the different sections and say what instrument's performing when. It's up to you how you want to do that. But as I said, this is what I use for structure. So one way to remember about the things that you might want to talk about is tripod, types of structure, range, roll, register of the instruments, identify, phrasing, ostinatos, and diagram. Again, you don't have to do it in that order. And in fact, you'd probably be better off to go types, identify your instruments, range, roll, register in each section. So you want to identify the instruments in each section, discuss their range, roll, and register within each section, talk about the phrasing of the melody in each section, then talk about any ostinatos that might be there, and then provide a diagram. As I said, it doesn't have to be in the order that it's there. That is just as a bit of a way to remember. Okay, so how can we do this? So I said, my favorite way to use it is as a listening map. So you would use this and you could give this to your students and say, okay, here's the list, here's a map of the structure. Now write all the bits and pieces around it. So you might, the song, because we're going to be doing horror movie, I've got an example in a minute, and you might put the song in the middle, and then what type of structure is it? Song form, talk about the instruments that are in there, because it's a rock band. Okay, instruments, the phrasing, the ostinatos, and the diagram. Okay, so it's a good way of doing a listening map. Now, if you're doing a performance, okay, it's again a good thing to be doing for a performance. So if you've got, again, you're doing a performance as a class, and you might go, okay, before we actually do the performance, or we've learned all the sections, let's talk about what we're actually playing, and let's actually put it on paper. So you could be, I'm hoping that we'll be doing I'm a Believer when I get back on ukuleles and guitar, because it's fun. Alrighty, so the type of structure would be that, it's going to be song form, because introduction, verse, chorus, and we might change up the structure. We might go introduction, verse, chorus, end. Okay, depends on what you want to do. Talk about the instruments and the role of the instruments. Often when I've got those sorts of things, I might say that, you know, certain groups are doing certain things. Like if you're on keyboards, say, for example, they might do a different pattern in each section. So the verse and the chorus, and we talk about those sorts of things. Identifying your instruments, we talk about the phrasing, what ostinatos are there. Okay, maybe they're doing block chords, maybe they're strumming, maybe they're picking, maybe the bass is doing something, the drums are doing something, and then a diagram, which would be to help pull it all together so that the kids have got some sort of idea of what the performance looks like. Now, again, the thing is, what you've just done is then linked it to what they're actually doing in terms of a listening exercise. So it's all the same sort of stuff. Okay, just perfect way to link it. Again, composition map, same deal. You could actually give this to your kids if they're doing a composition and say, okay, now think about your composition and how are you going to actually, what type of structure are you going to do? All right, tell me what the structure is. Tell me what the instruments are going to do in each of the section. What instruments are playing? What's the phrasing of your melody? What instruments are performing in ostinato? Maybe in what section they're performing. And then a diagram again of their actual composition. Again, then that really does links it back to what they're listening and what they're playing. Okay, it all melds together, as we know. And then again, writing about music, which is my most favorite thing to do. Okay, I know I'm weird, but that's the favorite thing I like to do. So you would just then just talk about how you would actually, again, like we with the listening map. Okay, the same sort of thing. You are just doing it for, you do all the bits and pieces that go with that. All right, but I'm going to look at, I said, horror movie by Skyhooks. So I do yourself a favor. If you haven't heard the song before, if you're watching this on YouTube, please pause, go and have a listen to the song. Okay. And then come back. I'm not going to do that because I'll probably get in trouble with copyright. So I'm not going to do that now, but go and have a listen to the song. It's a really good song, especially for this time of year. Okay. It is in song form. So I can write there that I know that it's in song form. Okay. In song form, which means it has verses and choruses. Whoops, helps if I can type properly. Okay, let me just make that a bit bigger so you can actually see. All right, song form, because it does introduction, verse and choruses. Okay, range, roll, register of the instruments. Now, I'm not going to get into that now because I want to actually focus on ostinatos today, but you would just talk, and it's a typical rock band. Okay, it's got a lead vocalist, it's got backing vocals, it's got 2 electric guitars, a bass guitar, and drums. That's it. Okay, your typical rock band instruments. That's all there is. Okay. And then, as said, identify, that's the instruments. You talk about the range, roll, and register. The role being, you know, the melody is being performed by the male vocalist. They've got male backing vocals that perform little call and response in there. And then you've got your bass and your electric guitar and that. So they're all that harmonic support and your drums performing the beat. Okay. So, but in that song, there are actually 2 electric guitars. All right, but one electric guitar is doing this nice little up strum. Okay, so it's I should actually even say it's a syncopated up strum. I'll put that in the thingy. It says da 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 da, horror movie right there on my TV, horror movie right there on my TV, and it's that underneath it's going da, da, nice little up strum. Okay, there's a bass guitar riff, there's another electric guitar riff, and then obviously the drums playing something as well. But they're more in the verses and not much in the chorus. Okay. And rhythmically, a lot of things sort of tend to stay together. All right. They're following each other rhythmically. So as I said, you could fill this in for all those different sections, but I'm just going to concentrate on this bit here on ostinato. So I'm just going to start then. So if you have this, so I'm just going to define what structure is, because that's our main musical idea. So structure in music refers to the order and arrangement of the whoops, did I spell that right? Yep, different parts of the music. Okay, so that's our main idea, is structure. And then I've just defined it. That's our understanding of what structure means. The next part, then I'm just going to introduce the song, which is simply just in the song, I might give that a horror movie by the Skyhooks. Oops, helps if I do that properly. overall structure, whoops, I might say musical structure used, oops, is song form. Okay, so we just said the main musical idea is structure. We talked about what that means. Okay, and in the song Horror Movie, the Skyhooks, the overall musical structure is song form. Now we could go into that a bit deeper, but I'm going to be talking about ostinatos. Okay, in this song, there are several melodic and harmonic. Actually, I'll put chordal. Actually, chordal. There are several. Actually, I'll just go several ostinatos because I'll define that in a minute. I'm going to say what an ostinato means. An ostinato is a repeated musical pattern. Now, I'll introduce it. Whoops, helps if I spell that right, doesn't it? Pattern. In the verse, the bass and lead guitar form a melodic ostinato. Okay. A second electric guitar, because that's what it was, forms a chordal ostinato that is a syncopated, because we could just say that. We could just say it was playing that, but it was doing a syncopated strum pattern. Syncopated up. Second electric guitar performs a chordal ostinato that is a syncopated up strum pattern. Okay, right. There is also a rhythmic ostinato performed by the drum kit in the verse and chorus because they do different things. All right. So all we've done so far is said what the main idea is, structure. Okay, we've defined it, we've introduced the song, then we're starting to talk about the ostinatos. So in the song there are several ostinatos. An ostinato is a repeated musical pattern. In the verse, the bass guitar and lead guitar perform a melodic ostinato. A second electric guitar performs a chordal ostinato that is a syncopated upstrum pattern off the beat. That's a mouthful. There is also a rhythmic ostinato performed by the drum kit in the verse and chorus. All right. I could have said actually there are two different, or the drum kit performs two different rhythmic ostinatos, one for the verse, one for the chorus. It's up to you how you want to write that. Okay. In the chorus, did I say that? I might do that. In the verse and chorus, in instrument forms a different ostinato. Okay, again, we could talk about that a bit more. It's probably enough already. And then we're going to just say why are ostinatos important in structure? Well, if I was asking my kids, I'd say, well, why are ostinatos important in structure? What do they do? And it might be something like they bring a sense of unity to the piece. It could be that they provide a bit of interest. It could be that they make it more memorable, because let's face it, if I said to you, another one bites the dust, the first thing you're going to think of is da, 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 da. And as a music teacher, there's one song I never teach anymore, which is good old, see, it's gone from my memory, that horrible song, Smoke on the Water. I don't even teach it anymore. But again, it's a very memorable ostinato, especially in rock music. Okay, so I'm going to write something like that. So an ostinato, I should do that. Actually, I might start that differently. In rock and pop music, the ostinato, I might say the riffs. the different riffs performed make the piece cohesive and memorable, because that's what that does. Let's face it, we remember it and it brings it all together. Okay, and it just like, oh yeah, we remember that bit. Okay. Okay, and that's about it. So let me just make that a little bit bigger because that's a bit small to read and I like it justified. Alrighty, so just to see what we've got here. So structure in music refers to the order and arrangement of the different parts of the music. In the song Horror Movie by the Skyhooks, the overall musical structure used is song form. In this song, there are several ostinatos. So again, we've just introduced another musical idea. An ostinato is a repeated musical pattern. In the verse, the bass guitar and lead guitar perform a melodic ostinato. A second electric guitar performs a chordal ostinato, that is a syncopated upstrum pattern off the beat. There is also a rhythmic ostinato performed by the drum kit in the verse and chorus. In the verse and chorus, each instrument performs a different ostinato. In rock and pop music, the different riffs performed make the piece cohesive and memorable. Now, that's a lot of information just based on ostinatos, okay? We've said a lot. We've said all sorts of things. Now, I'm just going to duplicate that slide because, you know me, I like to color code things. So our main idea here is structure. So I'm going to make that pink because that's our main idea. And then I've defined it there, and that's our understanding of the main idea, and that's why that's going to be in orange. Okay, so let me just make that bold because it makes it easier to see. Alrighty, so structure in music refers to the order and arrangement of parts. Again, that is just our main idea, understanding, because we're talking about structure. That's our main thing. Now, in the song Horror Movie by Skyhooks, the overall structure used is song form. So this is here. This is just good old bits of information. Actually, I might make that all a main idea because it is. It's just basically introducing the song and it's still talking about the thing. So we could have, if we were talking about the actual type of form, I would actually do a bit more and go into what is a verse and a chorus. But if you were actually writing about this in a piece of writing or in an exam, I would hope that you've already done that. Okay, this would be further down. This is another part of it. Okay, this is not just that bit. So in this song, there are several ostinatos. Okay, so I'm going to make that another thing because that is another musical idea. So actually, I might do that. Actually, I'm going to do those. Sorry, I'm going to say that that's a sample because that's talking about the actual song. So that's red. And the overall structure is, because we defined it, is song form. So that's going to be green. My green. Okay, here we go. And again, so we're then, the next part is our main musical idea. So then we've just defined what that is. So that is then orange because we're defining and showing our understanding of what that other main musical idea is. Now, all this part in the verse, the bass guitar and lead guitar perform a melodic ostinato. So this is the sample. It's telling us where it's happening. All right, so that's our specific sample. And this is our in-depth information. It tells us more about what it is. It's not just saying in the verse it plays something. It says what it actually is playing. The bass guitar and lead guitar perform a melodic ostinato. All right. So then a second electric guitar performs a chordal ostinato. That is now that again is more detailed information, more in-depth information there showing us what's actually happening. Okay. There is also a rhythmic ostinato performed by the drum kit in the verse and the chorus. So again, that is telling us that's performed by the drum kit. Again, it's a bit more green. And this bit is our red because it's telling us when it's actually happening. That's our sample. Now you can see here, it doesn't have to go sample in depth, sample in depth, sample in depth. It can be mixed up. All right. Then the next bit, in the verse and chorus, each instrument performs a different ostinato. So again, that is just a bit more in-depth information or a sample telling us what's going on. All right, and this last bit is our connect to concept or connect to the element or connect to your main idea. So in rock and pop music, the different riffs performed make the piece cohesive and memorable. So that will be my purple because we like things purple because that is our connect to concept. So you can see here from, let's just go back a bit, from that little bit of information there, ostinato, electric guitar riff, upstrum, bass guitar riff, drums riff, verse different for the chorus. Okay, very, very brief. I'm not saying a lot. a lot more information. Okay. And it's just expanded upon it. So instead of just going, there are ostinatos in the song, great. But what was happening? When was it happening? All those sorts of things. And what were they? Okay. So that's what that is. So I'll say thanks for watching. You can find music classroom resources ready for you to use right over in my Teachers Pay Teacher store right now. And you can click the link below or use the link below to find my store, Jooya Teaching Resources. Also, I want to say thanks for watching. And that's it. If you want to find more information, please go to my blog there, juliajooya.com, and you'll find a whole heap of information on structure right there. Okay, I'm going to stop share. Alrighty, so the last thing I want to show you today was this one. I'll share again, and no, not that one. Alrighty, hang on. Did that go to that? I'm not sure if it's going to that screen again. Yes, it has. Okay, alrighty. So if you go here, alrighty, so as I said, if you have got someone you know who's doing HSC, the higher school certificate in M.U.S.I.C. come and get them to pop over here. So juliajooyateachable.com, but this is the HSC oral workshop that I'm running 2 workshops next week. Okay, it is free. Places are limited though. So you simply just have to click there, log in. You just have to create yourself a sign up and you'll be in. It's simple. What we're doing, we've got a workshop on Monday and another one on Thursday. And I'm also providing some edited music for some practice things if you want to. I'll probably pop up a couple of other things in here, but in each workshop, I've given you 4 questions and 4 pieces of music to actually do that with. I'm asking you, if you were part of the workshop, to actually send me those your answers so we can actually have a look and do a bit of what I call a hot seat, where we look at that and see how we could actually improve your answer. Okay, so I'll stop share again. And that is about it for today. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for watching. As said, if you're watching the replay, please let me know. I know there's quite a few people that are. And don't forget the stacks of things I've got over in my Teachers Pay Teacher store for all about structure. So we'll probably do a bit more about that next week. But check out the song Horror Movie by the Skyhooks. Perfect for this time of year. As you can see, we've still got the Halloween thing happening. And as you can see, just by a little bit of information, we've been able to make it this big and expand it and make it really quite detailed in terms of what information you can provide there. Thank you again for watching. As I said, my name is Jooya and I'm the person and the creator behind, I do this wrong every time, Jooya Teaching Resources. Okay, and until next week, see you then. Bye.